Hey, it's Mike with Become the Night, and welcome to this episode of Mike. The music snob. This is something that has been bothering me for a while. I'm not pissed off or mad like I was about the whole gay estate lawsuit. It just irritates me a little. Like when you're at the bar and you're at the end of your bourbon and water on the rocks and you use the little straws to suck up the last of the alcohol because Angel's Envy is expensive and you paid for that shit. But then the ice keeps melting and there's more liquid to drink, so in the end you're just like, F it. Kinda like that. In the last 20 years or so, the way people have been defining music is getting a little out of hand. Metal is one of the worst offenders of this. When I went to the Wikipedia page for metal subgenres, the directory alone was about 2 screens long. It's a little f***ing ridiculous. Industrial metal, speed metal, thrash metal, glam metal, Latin metal, neoclassical metal, power metal, stoner metal, extreme metal. Redundant genre is redundant. Redundant genre is redundant. Why are there so many names for music that pretty much sounds the same? Well, just listen. Not exactly the same kind of music. The idea of classifying things is to be able to differentiate between 2 things that each have distinctive characteristics, and to group together things that have similar characteristics. This is piss. This is shit. People classify music so that it makes it easier for them to find something that they want to listen to. If you listen to something and you don't like it and you realize it's country, then you're probably not going to listen to a lot more country songs. If you listen to something else and you decide you like it and you find out it's electronic bebop or whatever the then you'll know how to find more of that. So naturally, people split music into different categories and borrowed the term genres. Because French sounds fancy. The earliest classification of music that I could find was from the Renaissance period. And this tradition has carried on through today. Given the proliferation of new artists in the 2000s with the ease of access of technology and the internet, a lot more new music was reaching a lot more ears. Thankfully, most of it did not sound like what had already been done before, and needed a new genre to be classified. Time out. I like to listen to indie. Calling indie a genre is bullshit. I'm indie, and I sound more like Metallica than I do most other independent artists. Saying your favorite genre is indie is basically saying, your music is inferior because it was backed by a corporation. Well, your music is inferior because it's jam-packed full of amateurs. Time in. Because artists do strive to be original and be different from the next guy, this forced people to have to classify it differently. Though the music was technically different, there were still overlapping common elements between these types of music, and this created subgenres. Metal is so full of subgenres that unless you're a metal classification expert, it's really hard to keep them all straight. Even the subgenres have their own subgenres. Best example, Metalcore. Within Metalcore, there are numerous subgenres, all of which pretty much sound the same. It pisses me off a little bit just because of how ridiculous it gets. Deathcore, Mathcore, Electronicore, Nerdcore, Emocore, Nintendocore. Some people consider some of these subgenres to be interchangeable and other ones consider them to be completely different. Basically, if you're a new metal band, you just created your own subgenre. It's f***ing stupid. Take a look. It's all pretty much the same damn thing. Genres were created to put multiple artists into a group and to show that they were different from another group. I equate having so many subgenres of metalcore to getting the participation trophy in Little League Baseball. Yay! You created a new band? Here's a genre just for you. That's your genre. Hold it tight. I love that Attack Attack parodied this by creating what they called crabcore. The distinctive characteristic of crabcore is that the band members have to get into a crab stance during any heavy part of the song. We can condense metal genres down at least a little bit. For the layman, big heavy shit. Groove shit. Stupid fast shit. And they could be disseminated further by notation, ensemble, and tone, but let's keep it real. Music only needs so much classification. And if multiple artists start to fall into these subgenres of subgenres of subgenres, that means that they're pretty much going to start to sound alike, and that's borderline ripoff. While metal is the meta-genre that I chose to highlight, this does apply to other meta-genres. Hip-hop clocks in with over 50 subgenres. Country music. Yes, country music. Over 50 subgenres. Really? Electronic is probably the worst offender with over 200 unique subgenres. Is that really necessary? Trying to be different from the next guy does not have to be solidified in words. Sometimes, and I would say most times, it's about putting your own feel into the music, because no one is going to feel the music the way that you do. People are so worried about being unique that it causes them to go find some weird obscure subgenre or define one themselves so that they can call it theirs and nobody else's. It seems like more of an identity crisis than science. Shit's really not that complicated, man. Just be yourself. And that goes for both artists and listeners. If you disagree with me or felt like I should have covered a different genre, tell me about it in the comments below. This has been Mike, the Music Snob. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Rock on.